Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So I think today I tried working with a question for the cards by asking them. So I've taken 3 cards and got the Sun card in reverse, the Six of Swords, and the High Priestess. And what I made it mean as a topic would be what can bring happiness into your life. Now, the Sun card being in reverse, the Sun card is always for me positivity, encouragement, optimism in life. And when I see this card flipped, especially in some other like combination of cards, I am immediately notified that the person that I'm dealing with might be struggling with optimism in their life as per general. So this reading is going to be directed to the people who are currently struggling, experiencing a quality of emotions which are any less than peace and joy. And I'm sure everyone does struggle, but this one is going to be more focused around you finding happiness back into your life. And I'll be using the cards and they will be speaking today in the idea of how you can basically bridge the gap between these two. Either it means that maybe you will come at peace with some things and I'll be outlining them in the reading, or maybe it's just like a thing you can look forward to. So this can as well apply. I honestly don't know what will fall, so um, the cards seem to surprise me every single time in different topics, so I'll try my best to address that. The next thing will be the 4 cards and their associations basically. So we have the first card with the aquamarine stone. It's actually blue, but it looks whiter this time for some reason. Second pile has pink quartz. Third pile has black tourmaline. And the last fourth pile has pink tourmaline. So take your time and pick your pile. I guess, this topic is going to cover lots of things. So if you feel drawn to more piles, or if you feel drawn to specifically pick and take some information from the other piles, or even choose all of them, that's completely up to you. So let me jump right into the reading, starting by the first stone, aquamarine. Hello, pile number 1, and those of you who chose the aquamarine stone. So I'd like to say that I have, as a Christmas gift, a new tarot deck, and I'll be using it today for your and for the other piles readings. What will bring happiness back into your life? Okay, pile 1, you have the Hanged Man card. Hanged Man surrounded by the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Okay, I guess this pile is going to be more so and a concentrated message around not changing anything and rather being more accepting of the things that are happening to you and having a quality of letting go and surrendering to the experience, innately seeking a benefit or a meaning in it would be something that for this pile is going to most likely help you out big time. Aside from the message of the Hanged Man being a very passive card and a card of suspension, it also reminds me from the traditional deck, if you are going to persist and suffer in your struggles, you're going to add on top of pain, suffering, or to be more precise, you'll be transforming your pain into suffering. And this combination is urging you to not be attached to any actual state of emotion and instead recognize each and every emotion as unique and valid to the necessary like circumstance that you're currently experiencing. This is the Nine of Swords that in this representation perhaps splits in two ways, because we have this like high priestess figure um, alongside, or to be more precise, surrounded by the swords, and we have these people who are seemingly more concerned than her. So what I can say is, for this pile, your intuition, your inner voice, your reasoning for the pain that you experience could actually be something more of ease, but this card urges you to take your pains graciously and accept whatever it is that it is being given to you, as if God Himself is offering these to you as a challenge. Um, Aside from that, we have the story of the Sleeping Beauty being represented by the Hanged Man. And just, I'm sure you know the story, but just so to mention this, I want to say the Sleeping Beauty, I guess, would be the least active person or character in the whole story. Not to mean that you have to be passive in this regard. Quite the opposite, actually. It is inviting you to not resist. It is inviting you to accept and lovingly embrace each feeling that is being presented to you. And I think that's all. I think that's all. That's especially like around the topic of surrender, letting go, suspension. And one more example in here would be great, is that when one resists an emotional state or signature, we are prone to experiencing it non-stop or restricting that, and therefore causing us to run in cycles. Similar to, for example, someone who's overcome by grief, they try to distract themselves, but it works till it doesn't, and now they're like in this disarray, emotional disarray. Okay, that was a whole message there, which was quite intense, but yeah, I think higher meaning for the pain that you experience can be something for this pile, judging by this Nine of Swords, spiritual meaning, or for some even religious meaning for your pains, or a systematic approach to negative experiences, and accepting the nature of being and not doing anything as to like interfere or constantly or consciously save yourself from the state of your emotions. Now we have on polar opposites the Hermit card in reverse and the World card. I want to say in here for this pile that um, in addition to the message I have told you just, um, the World card comes in to say that you are not meant to live a life of suffering, or that these cycles or phases of pain are not necessary to be named or understood as something of a punishment. The feeling I get is, in this pile, the World card represents you as a whole, and outlines the negative experiences, or let's say the lack of love, happiness, and peace, more so as transitionary periods, not actually phases where you are meant to basically delve and sit and wallow into pain that is not necessary. This pile receives just enough lessons, just enough pain, just enough to go by and thrive and evolve. Yeah, with the flipped tower card, this is like not even a drop more. This is exactly how and exactly as you need it or as you need it. In a relationship with a hermit card, what else is coming to mind is don't try to maybe share, or don't try to externalize, dramatize, or make it mean something the experience is or the experience you're currently going through. Accept it as something that is necessary. And on top of that, we have in here the Star card, which seemingly looks very similar to the landscape we have presented in the Hermit card. The Star card in here shows, or it reminds me more so of the words, the stars shine in the night, or basically, the happiness is even greater when we experience contrast. Or with a star card, I want to say there is hope and there is always change and there is always hope for things turning around in a very unexpected way. As I said, things are not static in the first pile and their experiences may be perceived as elongated, for example. But the less you resist, the better it is for you to digest and go through them. The star card is also a reminder with the world card that everything that is for you is kept for you and it will not fade away. Um, this pile as well, aside from the message of waiting through the tides of life or navigating through the difficulties in life and expecting or just waiting, just having enough patience to wait for things to turn in a better way. Just after the phase where you have successfully accepted what it is that you're feeling, you will be given um, open windows of time and opportunity to manifest yourself through the Page of Wands and the King of Cups. These two are talking to me about the idea of inspired action and trying everything out from zero or from a blank slate. The Page of Wands in here signifies this fiery new excitement and creativity moment that you have immediately followed after the Tower moment, or let's say the Star, and the recuperation it brings up as a result. It's not to imply that you should be constantly inactive, but it's to choose wisely when you're going to be taking action and when will be the best suited period of time to do that. And most definitely, I feel this pile will have their moments of clarity, especially after the emotions of theirs are going to settle. With this settling, you will expect, with this Seven of Swords, new ideas, new perspectives, and ways in which you'll feel like seeing the world for the first time. I sense in here a a transformation of sorts. Surprised that we don't have in here the um, death card, but still, the recuperation card and the tower card are just enough to indicate that, plus the king and the queen of cups, your emotions can be easily, like, it can be easily said that your emotions are everything, or that your emotional well-being is going to dictate a lot in your life, which is pretty much very um, natural, and you'd see that in water signs. Of course, you don't have to be a water sign, this is for all signs, but I'm just saying that there are lessons and personal transformations going that you should accept, you should go by, but when they subside and you find more clarity, it is for you to act passionately and walk forward in life with this page energy and King and Queen of Cups. With this Seven of Swords, the way in which you're going to go about getting your happiness is more so even in a competition way. That means for me, maybe trying things that are competition oriented or trying your best at something. Page of Wands, this could be something creatively oriented. This could be healthy competition, for example, or if it's a contest that you're going for, this can indicate you trying your best to even outsmart the people around you in a very healthy way, and not being afraid to challenge the limits, not being afraid to challenge the norms. In here with this Seven of Swords, which seemingly can look like you taking a shortcut, or maybe you exploiting some weaknesses in a system. For example, if in a competition, you might be having, for example, more experience than others, and that could be just as well seen as a shortcut, or you having an advantage by, I don't know, consulting some experienced person. But in your case, it's all about waiting out, accepting your negative emotions, and starting from scratch, starting anew, and with a renewed sense of clarity and determination, and accepting that life is beautiful as it is in these combinations of things. And the more freeing you are going to be with your emotions, the more free flow they will go, basically. And I definitely see clarity. If you are experiencing a level of confusion in your life, and as I said, it could be emotional because lots of cards indicate emotions, and as well mental confusion, then I can say with this emotions settling, you will be experiencing as well clarity. And this clarity will be as well accompanied by passion, by drive, by intuition as well with these water elements. And yeah, I don't think you are meant to suffer in this life. And I don't think the universe or God is cruel with you. I think you are training. And this is the best word I can fit for this situation. Even if things with this tower reverse feel like they are about to crumble, I can assure you by the description of the cards, you are given or exposed just enough to your stressors for you to evolve in the best quality possible. That was all for your reading pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed the reading and it was of use to you. If it did help you, please make sure to like, comment below how it resonated for you, and subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you in the future videos. Take care. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Those of you who have chosen the pink quartz. What will bring happiness in your life? Okay. Lots of cards which for some reason speak to me about shame. I don't know why, but that was the feeling I got from a lot of them. And let's go with the first one being the center of the reading. We have in here the Knight of Cups. Okay, Knight of Cups is all about idealism, emotion, dreamy, going in life and thriving in life with an attitude of openness. It could be even honesty, or at times even so dreamy that it goes into naivety. The shame part came to me with the expression of the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the other cards I will address immediately. For me, this pile you have chosen strongly resonates with the idea that happiness is available, but it is being covered by a sense of shame or something is not right with me. And for many, this feeling of shame or maybe inadequacy for this pile is going to hugely impact the quality of their life experience, the quality and the perception of themselves. We have in here the Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Sun card reversed. I wanted to say that these two in the end gave me a feeling of you not wanting to be exposed, or you not wanting to be seen by the world, or as if being afraid of what are people gonna say or what are people gonna talk about me. Because of the pervading energy of wands in the reading, I want to say in here that there is a quality of even shame coming from a very like creative level chakra of like, I'm not sure which one corresponds to sexuality, but in this case it could be as well the case that this shame is impacting your creativity and even sexuality at some point. There is something in here with the Queen of Wands surrounded by these cards that is saying that you are afraid of your full expression, or that you're afraid to shine or afraid to be yourself fully and without facades or walls. Directly followed by Eight of Swords. The Ace of Swords in this case being reversed could be that you are afraid to assert yourself into the world, or that you're afraid that the world is going to basically argue, quarrel, and disagree with you to such an extent that you would much better be in the Eight of Swords, locked, hidden, and in retreat. Seven of Swords feels like you have to be happy and thrive somehow despite the world. For some, despite their parents, for others, and or could be despite their society or their surroundings or the world. The sense of pervading shame I got was as well from this Nine of Wands. This shows a very frightened child looking at the blazing skulls that are being hung by the wands, and this can be very buried deep and childhood related. Creative expression is going to suffer, expression in the world if you're not a very out there person, and especially if you are shameful towards yourself and are afraid that people are going to judge you. Please know that this is coming from the past, or it's coming from a self-perceptive dysfunction. I'm not a psychologist, but this is for entertainment purposes only, and I think introspection goes very well with entertainment purposes. But I want to say, if you plan on working your happiness out, I think the first step would be addressing this core shame feeling. And if you're still here, I think chances are high that you're resonating so far. The Five of Cups gave me very suppressed, very deep buried and denied emotions, or it could be the shame I was talking about, but it could be heavy stuff or knots, because we have in here representations of knots or beliefs about yourself that need to be unrooted, worked with, actualized, and released. On top of that, lots of loneliness and misunderstood. Because of the combinations of the cards, I can easily imply, especially with the Seven of Swords, you most likely are not only alienated, but as well misunderstood by yourself, or living in a perpetual fear that people are going to judge you, when in fact this is more so your shadow. We have a shadow here represented in the Seven of Swords. Something else that is being brought to the table, you're not capable of seeing the full spectrum of your emotions, of your happiness, with this um, retention of beliefs or retention of emotional like layers from the past. And confident self-expression would be the key in here, but considering as how this can be very triggering for you, I would most likely stick up with small steps. This is both a pile that is craving but very afraid and is barely managing their like pain, suffering, and misery alone. Something else about this pile is the moment in which you are going to work, accept, and love the shame that you have, you are going to be opening a new chapter and a new financial possibility. And chances are, if as well you are struggling with motivation issues, you could find yourself, for example, depressive or drained out because of your emotions. I would say you are going to experience after this phase, a new chapter in which you're going to feel motivated to work. I want to say this pile has a huge potential in confidence work, self-expression, and loving themselves who they are, no matter who they are, no matter what quality or what they perceive in themselves to be not as everyone else. Because I saw in here with this Seven of Swords, it reminded me as well of a scapegoat for some reason. So if you are that person who was scapegoated or who experienced a lot of shame and the blame was given or placed upon you, I know it's not going to make a big difference if I'm gonna rationalize it for you, but yeah, we all know it wasn't your fault. It just needs to be worked through. And I think more so, it's not only the actual world, like actually, it's not the world who's shaming you, but you maybe are shaming yourself. Because of the Eight of Swords, this could be about safety. Um, I can as well see people pleasing issues with this Ace of Swords reversed, being afraid to take space, time, and being afraid of people's words or hurt, or being afraid to. This is more so physical safety. I see this person, I see you in this case defending yourself from the world. The new chapter and the thing of happiness that we are talking here about in the first place requires you to step into the new, into a different and diametrically opposite perspective. And with this Seven of Wands, it's an energy of prosperous and active movement and expression in the world. And this has to come first from yourself before you can exert that into the world. And you have as well the world card, just like in the first pile. And this is an indication that things are not far, things are not difficult and out there. Like the happiness that I'm talking about in here is actually very tangible. All that's required for you is the bravery to step in and work on that. And I think the results might actually follow very, very soon. As soon as you realize and actually invest conscious energy and intention into working things out and seeking out help in that endeavor. The happiness that you seek in here, it's not only accessible to you because it's going to come up from you, but because as well the world has nothing to do with it, even if it might have had in the past. Right now things more or less are in your own hands, and your perception of things is highly important, and it's very much painting the world that you have right now. So if you are experiencing a world that is any less than peaceful or tumultuous, or let's say not that. So if you, this is too deep, okay? I'm getting tangled. I want to say in here that the moment in which you're going to work on your projections upon this world and see the reality of them, of the world, and their like, and its actual experience and circumstances, the easier and the more peaceful or the safer it's going to feel. Not saying you're not going to encounter difficult situations or unsafety, just saying that, there is work in here that needs to be done around the concept of self acceptance and shame that has to be unrooted, and very strongly so. Putting an accent on this because you have the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords. This is something that needs to be very consciously and diligently worked at, because it's something that is very deeply ingrained for some reason, and with the Nine of Wands, it's something that is maybe even haunting you. Or perhaps it's something that is very, very long term, and it's waiting and it's awaiting for resolution. So I specifically am very concerned about the second pile, and I would like to know in the comment section if it resonated and if you have picked this pile, because this is heavy duty. Everyone has their challenges, of course, but I want to make sure the second pile knows that they are accepted, loved, and understood, and let them be seen through this reading, and let them be seen that nothing out there they perceive in themselves is wrong. I strongly say that. And one last message was, check out whether some authority figures in the past made you feel some way, made you feel shameful, maybe. And because we have in here a sun card, like this is an Egyptian god type of thing, and I feel like maybe this pile accepted or took over some beliefs or perceptions that were internalized in this case. So pile number two, your happiness lies exactly in your own hands, and at the moment in which you're going to address these, as I said, what I have said previously, this is going to be a turning point for you. Okay, that was all for your reading pile number two. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Make sure to comment below if you chose this pile. I'll be happy to see you in the future videos. Like, comment, subscribe, and till next time. Bye. Okay, hello and welcome to reading pile number 3. Those of you who have chosen the black tourmaline stone. So, what I wanted to mention in here for this reading would be the fact that the change or the happiness that you seek is going to come to you in a very convoluted way. For some reason, this is giving me that message. And why I'm saying that, it's because of the very negative at first cards in this way and the last cards. We have in here the Magician card, which is that fairy godmother from Cinderella. I feel like this pile is the least one to worry or to actually hurry and change their life circumstances, because in here with this King of Wands, I feel like a change that needs to happen is going to come from the exterior world, or as if you have done everything that you could, and right now it is only waiting for the right moment with this King of Cups. Let us not forget the fact that with this fairy godmother represented by the magician card, I feel like either a female, of course, this doesn't have to be necessarily a female, but I feel like someone in here as a person is going to hugely impact the levels of happiness or the burdens, as if with this Ten of Wands, you're going to be in a situation where your burdens are going to be lifted off. And this is going to come in a very spontaneous, convoluted, and absolutely chaotic way. Chaotic in the positive sense, of course. We have in here the Eight of Pentacles, so I feel like this pile might have some restriction or restricting circumstances with this Eight of Wands especially. And with this Star card, it's like the precipice, or the precipice where they are awaiting for a positive turn. And that's the Magician card. This pile does have magic in a way or form, either it be direct or metaphorical, but it's all coming as a renewed sense of wish fulfillment, renewed sense of hope. Let us not forget that we have in here the Star card and the Magician card. With these two representations from the Cinderella, it's like the idea of a wish coming true, or something that you desperately desired or wanted for a very long time, and it's coming true through the guise of this Magician card, or the universe hearing your plea, your call, and making things happen or manifesting things into fruition. Something about this pile as well tells me about try it the second time, or if it hasn't worked the first time, then don't give up, because as well of the story of the Cinderella. Now, it feels to me like this pile either was or will be faced with a possibility that no matter how much they try investing effort into something, there are going to be moments where no matter the odds, things may be not working with this Eight of Pentacles, but it's as if it's reminding you to not give up hope and make the situation mean something bad just because it failed, and to understand that it had to fail in order for you to succeed the next time. This pile, I feel like the most, is going to encounter situations that are going to pan out not in their favor, but as they unfold and as they turn out not in their favor, they are going to realize the true favor that is being presented to them. And the Star card is going to be the testimony for that. The Star card, of course, and the Magician. Let us not forget that in the Cinderella story, the outcome was not necessarily known by the main character. So she strictly took action out of her purest interest, purest intention, forgive me, um, and out of the purity of her heart, she basically ended up where she did. And I feel like faith in here is going to be the best possible explanation for the words I'm trying to convey. And believing and working with your heart and going in life with a heart on your sleeve type of attitude, not to get hurt, balanced and attentive, but still having faith in things turning around, because I see in here this transformation with this Mage card, and it's a very powerful one at that. You see, this pile closely resonates with the idea of divine intervention. And to be honest and to be fair, I love this pile has the most transformative, miraculous, and magical ability of the other, compared to the other piles. Of course, the fourth one I don't know, but still. If you are going to closely look, your intuition is going to always be your guide, because we have in here the High Priestess. Listening and closely understanding the card of the High Priestess is going to help you navigate. But let me take you through something with this Ten of Wands. I want to say in here, like maybe I did in the beginning, but you might be faced with loneliness because of the Hermit card reverse. You might be faced with ridicule. You might be faced with loss of faith or loss of hope with this Fool card reversed. With this Fool card, it could be even, though I really hope that doesn't resonate with a lot of people. This could as well be uncomfortable situations where people might be trying to disrespect you. But it's not going to be out there in a very harsh way. It's more so ridicule, I want to say, because it's the Fool card, and it is going to be something that is, again, necessary, but it will be beyond your action control, or you won't be able to do anything about it. But it is going to be something that is absolutely necessary, and it's meant to happen for your progression. There will be pressure as well with this Ten of Wands, but as this pressure builds, it will be released, and immediately after this Mage card, things are going to settle and turn in a better favor for you. And this is around the time I'm expecting this miraculous change thing that is followed by the Magician card. Very special cards, by the way. Very deep cards and deep circumstances where they affect you in a quality that we haven't seen or haven't expected necessarily. You might be having even situations where, I have done my best, but I haven't seen the results, or it hasn't panned out to the best of my expectations. Still, it's going to be something that is going to build you up or set you up for a better outcome in the future. And not only that, the experience is going to be accompanied and in addition aided with grace being this Magician card. So I think this can be female. This could be a female presence into your life that is going to be easing your pains, easing your burdens. This could be someone who's older than you. This could be a guide. This could be like an angel, or this can be someone who is closely associated with a God-sent person. Because we have this wonderful High Priestess Mage thing. I think you're going to be regarding yourself as someone who's very lucky. I think you're going to solidify your hope and your faith in life, and that things are not meant to hurt you, only to train you to become someone who is beyond and went through something difficult and expect opposition. But well, I can say for sure this pile is going to love the results, will love the turnaround, will love the plot twist that is going to be waiting for you at this end of the journey. End of the struggles, not the end of all, but just mentioning that. Closely listen to your intuition, closely see the things I have told you in your life, the circumstances that push you to your limit, because this Five of Wands represents even a man who's close to asphyxiation, but you have many cards, like some 3 cards or even 4 of them that are indicating personal expectations being turned down, personal expectations and efforts being not so fulfilled or not expected, or I invested so much in this expecting 100%, but the only thing I got was 10 or even 2 for some. So expect things to make a turnaround if you are experiencing loss, and know that the happiness that you seek lies more so in your attitude and in this turnaround that I'm specifically referring to in this reading. And more so, this is going to solidify the faith in yourself, in the world, and that you're not alone specifically. And for many of you, I feel very confident saying that you are watched, you are being guided, you are being assisted, and you are being seen. So the star card, I don't know why specifically this is the message, but I feel like you are being watched from beyond. Either it be that this is exactly God watching, or this being, or this angel I have told you about, or this God sent person, circumstance, whatever it is, I don't know, but you are not exactly or in a very traditional sense alone. And as a matter of fact, have never been alone. If you are to really think about it for this pile, but the answers are there. Ask yourself about the timing, ask yourself about the mechanics and the logic and the wisdom of the process, and you will see the silver lining with this high priestess. You will see the silver lining where you were not expecting to see it. Okay, that was all I think for your pile. That was a very magical and very enchanting pile, to be honest. And I want to say in here that if anything, the person who's watching in here is being worked with at the level of their faith, at the level of their loneliness, and at the level of, do you still believe in miracles, or do you still believe in me, even if you are navigating difficult situations? So I would like to give you a huge encouragement and to wait for the turnaround, no matter how rough no matter how rough the life might get. And yeah, make sure to let me know in the comments if you chose the pile number 3. I'd be most glad to know, because this is quite interesting. And don't make situations mean something bad, or don't make it mean that it is going to be that way forever. Especially because this pile doesn't have to be this way. So that was all. Like if it resonated, comment if it did resonate, and subscribe if you want to see more. Take care. Bye. Hello, pile number 4. If you chose the pink tourmaline or rose tourmaline, I don't remember. It's basically pink tourmaline in the intro, but yeah. The question was, what will bring happiness back into your life? I feel like with these 2 cards, 9 of Swords and 4 of Swords, the pile that is for the person is going to need rest. 4 of Swords is the first thing that came to mind was rest and recuperation. I saw it reverse, I saw it upright, just wanted to show up. And the 4 of Swords is just allowing your physical self to take enough energy to rest itself before you can continue on with your next battle. Because I feel like if you're not going to do that immediately, then you're going to be faced with a limitation that is going to be assisted by this lack of sleep, or your degree of happiness is going to decrease, and the lack of drive as well will be something that is going to take all the happiness away in this pile. I think with a great sense of renewal and recuperation, that is, I'm talking about like sleep, but it can be different things for you. This could be psychological rest, and I don't know, I feel more centered to say this is physical. I think if you're going to allow that, you're going to experience very shortly Knight of Swords energy, and this could be the case. This pile needs a power nap. I don't know why. This is what feels to me like it's right. Something else that is going to extremely and positively, beautifully impact you emotionally and make you happy is going to be donating in this pile, because I saw in here the 6 of coins. And this is not a donation in logical or predetermined way. The donation in here that I'm talking about is or can be in nature very different and diverse. This is a very kind-hearted, kind card. Second time trying to pronounce that card. Okay. And specifically, it implies to help those around you who are in need of yours. And this doesn't have to be money. Because of the representation we have in here, I want to say this could be even flowers. This could be, I think, like as taking care of a flower, which is going to bring happiness to you. Because we have this elder woman represented in here giving coins to insects, I feel like if you are not necessarily feeling inclined or inspired to give or to donate financially to people or to things or to causes, then this could be as simple as gathering crumbs and giving them to the birds. And this is going to make you happy. This is going to provide you with such a quality of happiness that you weren't expecting, because I feel like the happiness you're getting is the idea that you are a contribution and that you can actually make a change. And on the other hand, this comes to me like an exercise with this magician card. I feel like this pile will have to or will benefit from exercising their impact on the world, and through these small realizations of their help to the world, they are going to realize exponentially their power and their effect. Of course, I'm talking about a positive effect, but in here, I feel like you are going to be, let's not say, I don't want to say like rewarded, because this will make it a means to an end type of scenario, but it is a call for kindness for you. Because in here we have the Emperor card and the Empress card, I believe strongly that you are not you're not someone who's out of balance in these two energies. That means for me you can both take responsibility for someone or something and at the same time express yourself naturally and in a very balanced way, in a nurturing way. The pile in here doesn't realize, the person here who chose this doesn't realize that they have a huge impact and the potential to influence the world around them in a very kind, soft, and beautiful way. And they are not realizing that because maybe they are experiencing a sort of self-created cage perception or a caged perception of self, and or living in their own pains and not realizing that the answer is to help, the answer is to provide and to do that, of course, in the limits of what we consider healthy and not to consider it avoidance. But then in here you have very externalized cards, energy cards. Like the Chariot is an active card. The only warning in here is the Devil card, and it's to see and be aware that your tendencies to help other people are not going to come at their expense, at your expense, or for them to not transform in a very self-centered thing. And I would highly advise you to help others with a kindness attitude and not with an attitude of wanting to extort or obtain something in return. And I think you should be fine. But I think this pile does have a lot of power, a lot of influence and resource to help others. And the moment in which you're going to do that, you will notice that you shine and thrive along the people that you give to, or along the animals, plants, or whatever it is that you're helping along with. And this is going, as I said, I don't like this reward type of mentality, but when you are helping and when you see someone happy, you are automatically happy by yourself. And this somehow like gives you back, it returns to you. But as well, make whatever it is that you're doing with an attitude of selflessness, and with an attitude, let me clarify, I don't want anything from you. I'm helping you just because it makes me happy giving you that. Doesn't mean you have to give from resources that you're unwilling to. And as I said, this can be and looks as simple as watering a plant and seeing it grow, and realizing that you are a stepping stone for a being, even if it is not human, to thrive and to be happy and to experience a quality of life which is wonderful, simply because your hand was there for it to be watered at the proper time. The boost in your mood is going to be fantastic in here. I feel like the cards of the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords are not even gonna see the horizon, or not gonna see the light of the world. Immediately after, you'll realize where the problem lies, and the more help you can provide, the more authentic help you can provide in this case, the better for you. And for many, I feel like this is the case when you are going to open this channel to help genuinely the people around you. I feel like you are going to naturally and strongly affect your own quality of experience. And if you are struggling with this Ten of Cups, if you are having issues, problems in emotional endeavors, relationship deals, things, I feel like this sooner or later is going to normalize itself. Selfless action, kindness action, un, unexpected action, or unexpected help, or help that doesn't require a response or a reward, is something that for this pile, of course, in the norms of I can give that, so I will, but I will not take more than, or I will not give something from myself that I need as a resource and then like feel like I have given everything away. No, this is a very constructive, this is a very kind and oriented around the welfare and the well-being of everyone around me. And I feel like you have a huge potential in that, simply because you have the Magician card. For maybe for the plants, maybe for the circumstances, people, animals, no matter, you may be something that is so hugely impactful that you don't even realize how much of a big deal you actually are as a presence in different circumstances. It feels to me like the moment in which you're going to open your heart truly and let it pour its love in the world, you're going to be a crossroads for gratitude, and you're going to realize that you are a very small but a very essential piece in a mechanism of life that is speaking through a language of love, and it's giving you and it's pouring through you the love of the universe. Basically, that's what I'm seeing, and it's going to make you very, very content and very happy with yourself. You have both emperor, you have both like emperor and empress. These are very balanced cards. These are very powerful ones. This could be as well a power couple if you are looking for someone. It means like in this endeavor and in the beginning and the nature of this endeavor, or the heart's way, you are going to be met with solutions to pretty much everything, because the intelligence of the universe is very like infinite. The only warning in here is the devil card. It's the limitations, is the lack of transparency. So I would advise you, I would encourage highly to examine and to not make situations turn in very shadowy type of way. Meaning that with the devil card, even the kindness, even the kindest actual intentions can be distorted, even the kindest things can be convoluted and hidden in such ways that they are manipulative. So don't do an action that is directed at you feeling necessarily better, but see it more so like the process is more so worth it, it's worth trying, than actually, you know, the result. Or yes, maybe in the beginning of it you might be experiencing an idea of I'm doing that to feel better, but this is more a phase, experimental phase, where you are actually training and seeing, as I said, training the impact and seeing the impact that you have on the world. And I think the more clear, the better. Like the more clear and pure the intention and the thought, or the help that you give without wanting something in return, the better is going to be the outcome. And if you are struggling with drive, if you don't have direction, this is your direction. If you are struggling with indecision, this should pretty much solve all of the things that I have outlined, um, like the doubts or the lack of, I don't know what to do. This is all, I think, as a message, it encompasses all that you need to know for you to find your way out and to be genuinely, authentically, and truthfully happy. So I think that's all for your reading pile number 4. That was a very exciting message for you. I really enjoyed reading it, and it was something that you basically don't see every day. If it did resonate, please leave a like and a comment as well, mentioning that you have chosen this pile. I would be glad to hear from you, and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. See you in the future videos. Bye.